How are you?
Alhamdulillah.
Yesterday I listened to Drive Time, but at the dying minutes of the program.
Until end.
Yes, when you finished the program, and the bumper to end the program. That's what we tune into.
So you didn't listen to the
I
program?
didn't listen to the conversation itself.
So you didn't listen to the
Yes,
program?
I've listened to your bumper, not the program itself.
You didn't listen to the program?
Yes, yes. So I have to play that. You know, we have Bala Musa Kurbali.
Did you enjoy the bumper?
Well, everybody knows the bumper. Everybody knows your bumper.
Okay.
So when you hear that sound, you know it's Drive Time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The signature. That's
Yes,
our signature.
that's our signature.
tune.
Yeah, so we have Bala Musa Kurbali. Good morning, Bala.
Good morning, Mr. Bale. Interesting that you were listening to the program.
Yes.
But you said instead you were not listening to the conversation,
In
but you were
fact,
listening to the Siggy.
Yes.
You know, the bumper. The others call it Siggy. Anyway, signature tune, yeah.
Signature tune.
But interesting. Good morning, Mr. Bale, and good morning, Mr. Boych. Morning to our viewers. Yeah, good to be back here for, I think, after 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, you know, for
Sorry,
a while.
a week. It's just a week. I was here last week. I think,
Yeah,
yeah.
last
I was
week.
here last week.
Yeah. So we'll take a look at the African code. From the code, then the newspaper review with Bala Musa. And of course, we'll also do a overview of Hajj 2026. Babukar Sise would be here. And we'll take a look at that. Not forgetting Momodu Gajaga on Q City World Sport Update. The Q City World Update. I mean,
World Cup.
yeah,
Is it
World Cup, rather.
yeah.
They will just put World Update. And Momodu Gajaga and Ade Drame will be here, and I'm pretty sure we'll be discussing the Senegal-France game yesterday. Yesterday I believed football needs experience, and France is a big team, honestly. Honestly. I was expecting Senegal would trash France, but unfortunately,
Rush, France.
I was really
That tells us that you don't watch football, you don't know it. Nobody really expected.
I support Senegal.
No, it's
When you
supporting is
support,
one
no,
thing.
listen,
Expecting to thrash
yes,
is another
yes,
thing.
but it's one
These are
thing.
two
It's
different
one
things.
thing to like football, follow football, and have the feeling to support a team.
Is it because Africa's won their game,
No, not
their
that.
test match against France
No,
2-1?
not that. In 2002, Senegal beat France, so I was expecting history will repeat itself.
Oh, okay,
my
I see.
So I was expecting that.
Boy, okay.
I wanted that, actually.
Looking at the quality of the squad.
Yeah, but
you know.
I watched the game. I watched the whole game, and I realized, okay, why France is called a big team.
I know.
Senegal couldn't do. It's just like between Senegal, when Senegal was playing Gambia, the way Gambia was behaving, that's how Senegal was behaving yesterday in the field.
Viewers, Balde has no idea about football. The way he's talking right now, when you listen to him properly, you know that this man is clueless.
Yes, I can be clueless
In
terms
football.
of football, but I can have a team that I support.
Nobody's denying that.
Correct.
It is
Correct.
your right to support any team. But apart from that, you just zip up.
No, if people are talking about World Cup, I have to
No,
talk.
but you have to zip up. But look at this. He said just because Senegal beat France 2002,
Yeah.
he's expecting it.
But you can wish that. I wish that happened again.
No.
There's nothing wrong to wish.
You see, you're changing words. Wishing is one thing,
Yeah.
expecting is another. These are two different.
But I've also said France is a big team. I realized.
Okay.
That was after the game.
Yes, I realized.
After it turned the other way. After
it turned
France
the other way,
trash.
I realized why Senegal can't beat France.
Mr. Balde, it's exhausting. You've just taken 50% of my energy
That's
this
my
morning,
that's
right
my
now.
that's my side of the story. Yes.
You are exhausting.
Yeah, so let's take a look at the African code. The child who asks for milk is not starving. The child who asks for milk is not starving.
The child who asks for milk is not starving.
starving. Because,
Exactly.
I mean, I would have thought that the child is asking for milk because it's hungry, it's starving. But here they're telling me that it's not. I don't know, Mr.
Anyway, for me,
the
maybe
proverb
it's,
said it's starving. Maybe it's a typo.
No, it's not a typo.
No, it's not a typo.
It's
It is. I
It's an
think
interesting one.
From I'll look at it in this angle. Maybe sometimes when you need something, it's important
That's
to
very
speak up. You know, when you want help, you speak up. So people who talk about their challenges or the issues they're facing, those are the people who get help. So the child who cries, who asks for milk, sorry, is not starving. Maybe, sometimes, you take certain snacks and all that. Doesn't mean you're hungry. You just want to have a taste of it and all that. So maybe the child wants to have a taste of the milk and ask for it and gets it. So I feel like, for me, in my own context, that's how I would put it. If you want something, you want help, or you want to get something done, you speak up. Those who speak up or those who ask for help are the people who actually get it.
I think this proverb is changing the way we know. I mean, the usual asking. When you are starving, you ask. When you are hungry, you go and buy, you eat. You understand? But a child who asks for milk is not starving. I expected the child, when the child asks for milk, the child is starving.
But do you know that we have what we call cravings as well? Cravings. Yes, we have that. Like sometimes you see Mboj, eating or Mboj enjoying his kaba. It's not because you're hungry. It's because you see, I'm craving kaba because that's what's on my mind. I just want to have a taste of it. So it's not every child who cries. Every child who asks for milk is really hungry. Sometimes you see that when you notice your kids. They will ask for milk, and they'll put when they give them the breastfeed, they just have it for like seconds, and that's it. You're like, this is the same person who was asking for it, and he's not taking enough of it. So from experience,
the proverb is very, very, very confusing. Maybe,
for me, because
maybe
of the way it is framed, the child who asks for milk is not starving. I've gone the other way. I think that the truly desperate do not really talk.
You
see, I've taken that angle.
It a different angle.
Yes, I've taken a different angle.
Okay.
If the child really asks for milk, the situation is not desperate. Talking. People who, I don't know, call attention onto themselves, always talking this. I have this problem, I have that problem. You don't really have a problem. The silent desperation, maybe that's what we should focus on.
Okay, now it comes to you and I. It's like a contrast. So now, if you're desperate, you need help, and you don't speak up, you don't talk about it, you're not going to get help, Mr. Mboj.
Granted, but we've also seen that the tragedy with so much around here is the silent desperation. Nobody hears them.
Agree.
That's a massive tragedy around our place. So when you have people going around, oh, I've got this problem, oh, I've got that problem, oh, I know that problem, they are not really truly desperate.
But you know, Mr. Momodu,
but that's why for me, from my
end, when you talk about it, we have different people and different situations. How people react to emotional, how people react to emotions, you understand? When you say, when the child asks
for milk,
it
is not starving.
It is not starving, you understand? So do you want to tell me the child needs to act?
No, the child is just calling attention onto itself.
That's where he says. But for me, like I said, I think in certain situations, you need help, you have to speak up. You have to talk about it. You have to ask for help for you to get help.
That's what I know.
No, absolutely. Generally, maybe this is just giving you another angle. There are many aspects, isn't it, to the human being. There are so many different aspects. Perhaps this is focusing on one particular nuanced situation, really. So maybe we should be more sensitive to people around us. Imagine somebody who's usually bubbly and nice and all jolly, as it were, then suddenly it's not saying anything.
So I think
maybe there's a problem there.
That's a good point.
Look for more.
You got a point there. I mean, we need to take heed of the people, around us. There are people that they are silent.
Oh, but they're suffering.
Very
so
silent
much.
people.
They're suffering.
And those are the people that will not come and tell you, this is what I want.
This is my suspicion.
Until and unless you tell them, you ask them,
that's
you ask them, what's happening, what do you want, how may I help you? You know, there are people like that.
So
yeah,
so
tell us what the proverb means.
Yes,
I mean, to you, you can send us messages on our social media handles. I mean, the child who asks for milk is not starving. We want to know. Probably you got a brilliant interpretation there. We would like to know that. You can send us on our social media pages as well. Mr. Mo, now let's take a short break. And after the break, then we'll take a look at some of the papers. Yes, we'll be back. Welcome back after the commercial break. I mean, now let's head to the papers. We have the Foreign newspaper. Electricity supply improves, but slow business hits Gambian fish vendors. You know, it's good that the electricity supply improves. I mean, I've spoken to few people, and they'll tell me, okay, now it's becoming constant. You know, we're getting electricity from yesterday to today. There is power, and it's continuing. But now they're telling us the fish vendors are having a problem as far as their business is concerned. Well, it would have been significant for us to know what problems they are having. I think storage.
I think we already know the problem is storage. You know, that is the problem. Because all the people are into this business, fish business, they have their big fridge, they have their ice cubes that they use to preserve, for preservation. So, and I will not call.
Sorry, I'll come back. The problems can vary. Maybe the amount they use to buy these, ice blocks. Sometimes they get ice blocks to freeze their fish. So probably it can be increment in prices, we understand. Maybe that's what they are talking about.
But the headline is saying power supply has improved, but fish vendors still, face challenges, I guess. So you just, you connect it to electricity. That is the preservation.
Price. I don't need to do that.
Yeah, that's it.
The logic
not the pricing.
Is the electricity supply. And
because I believe
with fish, you need storage, cold storage.
Cold storage, absolutely.
So I think one makes the connection easily.
Yeah, and for me, I wouldn't say the electricity is becoming constant.
That's it. We didn't know.
Yes, we will not say that.
1 day or 2 days.
Even if one will say it has improved, compared to the past week or so. So the past 3 or 4 days we've seen some slight improvement. One will say, because we still have the long hours of blackouts where other areas will stay for like 5 hours or 6 hours. Before it used to go beyond that. You can even be like 15. You can stay for 15 hours without electricity. But now we've seen improvement. From 15 hours down to more like 5-6 hours.
And even there, we need to contextualize.
Yeah.
Even when the supply was worse, was terrible, it didn't affect the whole country uniformly.
Yes.
Some people in certain areas said they hardly felt it.
Like Balde.
Exactly. So different areas, it had different effect in different areas. So which areas have improved? Because I cannot talk across the board.
Yes.
There are certain people perhaps who will tell you, oh, we haven't seen any improvement, and others who will tell you, oh yes, we have massive. Just as we've had people who said, oh, we're not feeling it.
Like my area, I will not say we are now seeing constant, or it's becoming constant. I will say we've seen slight improvement. Okay. That's what I would say.
We need to contextualize things.
So we expect the fish vendors too. That's the same thing they must be going through, because they need constant electricity, to be able to preserve their, their fish or whatever, So, and the ice cubes also, the cold storage and all, it's electricity, and it needs constant electricity. When that happens, then they will also be able to do their business without facing any difficulties or challenge when it comes to preservation. And most of their business, that is key, the cold storage.
Big time.
And so, immigration bill proposes 3 million fine for migrant smuggling. 3 million. Immigration, they were here yesterday. I spoke to one of their officers, and he said, okay, the fines that are put on these migrant smuggling business is just $50,000. So imagine a person receiving almost, $25 million, and you tell that person to pay $50,000. I mean, it's just like drinking water to the individual. But the National Assembly is here. You know, they are trying to push to see how best to review all those things. So $3 million is, it's a kind of a lot of money.
It is a lot of money, but let's look at Senegal. When they were in the same, like a similar situation like we are in currently, because we all know all these things started with Morocco, Mauritania, Libya. You know, Gambians will travel usually to go to these places and then, you know, to embark on this illegal, or they will say regular migration. But now, we've seen the trend have changed. It came to Senegal, but now it's not Senegal. Smugglers in Senegal are even coming to Gambia. And other people from the sub-region are coming to the Gambia. Gambia is like the departure point now. So when it was in Senegal, they brought in this law. That was a fine, but there was also a mandatory jail term that you have to serve. You will say, okay, you will serve 1 year with, let's say, 3 million. If you fail to, you know, pay the 3 million, yes, then instead of 1 year, then you'll extend, you'll spend 5 years. So there have to be, you know, I believe, it's an improvement from 50,000. Right? Yeah, from 50,000 to 2 million. It's good. But also we look at how some of these people come into our country as well. Because when you look at all the arrests they make, when they start listing the nationals, like those from Guinea, those from, let's say, other parts of West Africa, and also the people from the Gambia, you notice the Gambia is a little chunk among those who embark on this dangerous journey. And also, I learned that from this guy, he was on the drive time, I think last week, Ibrahima, the guy migrant situation. He said most of these smugglers are not Gambians. They come from the sub-region, and they come here. They have their networks. So this tells you that the way people come into our country, our border, also is not controlled. You know, like Ade will say, they will always use this word porous borders and all that. But, you know, some of these people come through the Amdalais and, you know, one would say the Gara walls in the Basse End, and all these are well-controlled border posts. So you ask yourself how these people actually get into this country.
So, but the immigration bill here, as I understand it, I'm not sure, the 50,000 you talked about, I know that we discussed this topic before, and they were saying that there was really no specific law dealing with this smuggling. Trafficking, which is different, because this one, the person comes to you voluntarily.
Yes, that I want to go.
I want to go.
And they pay.
And they pay you. Whereas with the other one, it's through exploitation and that sort of thing. So I think this legislation is to rectify the situation. So now the 3 million fine, maybe this headline just focused on this. Maybe there is also a mandatory jail term.
Maybe, yes, maybe.
We do not know.
Definitely.
It merely tells us that the fine is 3 million.
Yes.
But that doesn't tell you that that's the only thing that's open to a judge or magistrate when somebody is found guilty. So there could be jail terms as well as a fine. I do not know.
Definitely.
But if you are serious about these things, this is what they call public policy sentencing. When you are really serious about these things, you have to impose stiff penalties.
Absolutely.
That's the only way it can scare others.
Senegal did,
So you said these smugglers can make about 25 million. Now imagine we accept that. So what is 3 million? Nothing.
Nothing. Absolutely. That's why I said if the jail term is not there, it's still nothing.
So when we are serious about it, the penalty must be stiff. Then maybe it could serve as a deterrent.
All right, let's take a look at the Standard newspaper. Ex-student leaders killer remanded. I think that's the incident that happened 2 days ago at Fajara. You know, where there was an altercation between the ex-student leader and
Yunus Ambai.
Yes, and the guy that is accused of
students' unions
allegedly killing
Vice President.
So
Mamadou Ba.
So I think you call him Area or something like that. Is popular.
They call him
Area. That's his like nickname. The Mamadou Ba, I mean.
Yes.
That's the suspect.
So the suspect is remanded at Mile 2 until we see how things are going to unfold.
No, I think they actually, the Carnifing Magistrates Court, I don't have the jurisdiction to hear such cases.
Then he was sent to Mile 2.
Transferred to the High Court.
When you're found guilty, potentially the penalty could be life.
Yes.
So, yes, they do not have that jurisdiction. It has to go to the High Court from the magistrate's
Yes,
court.
but for me, let's take a look at how, you know, recently the issues of stabbing, you know, and killing, it's become prevalent in society. A few weeks back, it was the incident at Brikama where a boy was beaten to death by the name of Musa Sabali. But, you know, it's sort of a mob justice that happened. And, you know, our own Ansumana Eso Nyasi was also stabbed multiple times at his residence in Latrikunda, German. And now a young man's life cut short, you know, with a brighter future, a graduate from the University of the Gambia. You know, all those things have just been flushed down the drain like that. So self-control, anger control, sometimes we talk about it, but very difficult to handle.
So that one, is this the other headline here? Please probe death of truck driver. Is it the truck driver?
It's a different
case. And that's even another one.
That's another one. I think this one I was reading this morning online.
It happened around
Wellinga is at a guest house. He was found dead in his room.
It's a different,
you know. So police said they investigate. Even though initially social media claimed that he was stabbed, you know, but the police didn't mention that. They said they just found him dead in his room. There are no signs of stabbing and all that. He was found dead in his hotel room, something like that.
So, and really things are happening, and we understand things are happening around the world. If you watch the US, I mean, documentaries, you can see how the number of killings that happen in the US. And the US, they have, some areas of the US, they have the death penalty, and still these things, they happen there. You know.
Let us come back home. We are not in the U.S.
No, we are using it as a reference.
I get what you mean. If you're using that to make the argument that the death penalty is never a deterrent, or people have argued that, God knows, for centuries, I suppose. So we know that. Saudi, they have a death penalty, but still people do what they do, you know, everywhere. So that is not the key. For us here, the context, when you take my kind. Now, imagine, I was thinking the other day, throughout the time I was growing up in Banjul, how many murders did I hear? Extraordinary. Okay, I remember the Mohammed Thomas. There was the one that Babu Job did. But how many years? I can only count 3 or 4. You know what I mean? For us, public space is now very crude. Let's have the slightest argument, the slightest quarrel. I'm running to go get my machete. I've seen that lots of times. So it's easier. You just come and stab you. You may not really perhaps mean to, but because I've gone, I've taken the machete, I'm here emotion, now, I'll do it, the emotion. So public space now, to some of us, of a certain generation, it is so cruel, it is rude.
Let's not forget the issue of drugs as well, Balamusa.
We've always had drugs.
Listen, but now the kind of drugs that we have, Mr. Momodu Mbodj, I can tell you, you know, these are very dangerous drugs.
You've tried them?
No, I've not tried them, but I've seen people that are that were on Kush. I've seen that. You know, I've not seen Kush, but I've seen people affected with Kush. You understand? By Kush rather. You know, so drugs can also play a role into this.
Yeah, most of this gang.
Okay, granted, but all of these killings we've been mentioning, let's see whether drugs played a role.
I think it's a mix, you know, of
issues
here.
All of the killings. No, I'm just asking you.
Not all the killings.
I'm just asking you. We're talking about the Kush and all that. I said yes, but the specific examples we have we established that it was because of drug?
No. There is no statistics to show that and all that. But you know what people say is when you look at the trends, it's like some of these people who are involved in some of these cases. You know, when they look at their history or they find out that these are people who take hard drugs, you know. Or sometimes also you are like, if you are someone who takes, you know, if you take hard drugs, some people are different, like you said, it varies. Some people who take people who take hard drugs, they just calm, you see they are at their corner. But others who take hard drugs are wild. They can do things at the end of the day and they regret it. So we've seen, I think, the use of drug, you know, becoming rampant. now, you know, nowadays compared to before, and it's easily accessible. Before, we all know there were strict rules. There were drugs, like you said. The drugs have been here for God knows how long, you know, before I was born, and let me say before we were born. But, you know, when you look at the access to drug back then and now, it's different.
So do you know Kush before?
So that also...
Do you know Kush during your days?
Kush is new.
It's new.
I understand that Yunus Sambai and this Mamaduba, they've had a few run-ins before.
In the past?
In the past. And this is just rumor, because now people are talking,
people
who said that they knew Yunus and that sort of thing. And this person had threatened once or twice in the past, I will kill you, I will kill you. We've realized that in murders, rarely would you have a complete stranger come and kill you. They tend to be close around.
Yeah, in most cases.
Oh yeah, we know this. We know there are studies done here. So the idea of the drugs, it's so easy to just blame something else. That's why I want us to do this. We have the drugs, but those people tend to be thieves. Leave your car around, or they have to feed the other.
Most of those,
They will break into your house. They will break your car. They will do all sorts of things.
It happened to me
all the time.
3 weeks ago. So
exactly. So let us be subtle in our thinking, and we're looking at the evidence.
A person who break into your house to steal, and a person who break into your car, if that person have access to kill you, to get money from you, the person won't do that? Do you want to tell me that?
Not necessarily so.
Do you want to tell me the
Not
people
so.
that are on drugs?
But it's different. There are other thieves. When you confront them, they run.
They run.
But we know now the trend have changed. They also come prepared in case they're confronted.
Absolutely.
You know, they come with weapons.
Knives.
You know,
we've chased thieves.
So I think this is like a mixture. Like it's one will not say that this is because of drugs, because there is no study, you know, to show that. No study have been done to prove that.
Do you know what the idea of the drugs, what it's doing? We are taking agency from us, the rudeness we have no respect, and the emotionalism, so we are blaming this inert thing called drugs, so that we take away agency from us. You know how always we are looking for excuses. No, it wasn't my fault, it was that. No, it wasn't his fault, it was that. No, I'm rap. Always an external agency. I think that, yes, the role of drugs and all of that one can acknowledge, but again, the role of the human beings, the way we are towards one another, you see it even in traffic. We are just so impatient. I don't get it.
It's a mixture of things, Mr.
Mo. There's one thing also in the Gambia we don't take serious, that is mental health. There are a lot of people here.
Absolutely.
They are mentally not okay.
That's it.
And we cannot tell. You and I will be having a conversation. Maybe I have mental health issues, you will know. You know, I get angry easily and I just get wild. So someone who is a psychologist will look and be like, this guy has an issue. So Gambia mental health also is an issue. And that also is a contributing factor.
Absolutely, that's a contributing factor. So this is the key. It's a complex. Let's calm down and we study what is going on. Because without the data, you don't really know what is going on. So what prescription would you bring? It's like a doctor. When I misdiagnose you, I'm going to give you the wrong prescription. So when we misdiagnose our social problems, then we're going to
not get the solution.
You're not going to get the solution. So no emotionalism. These things are multifactorial.
Yes, I agree. That's what I would say. Yeah, it's multifactorial. I agree.
It's multi. But you cannot sugarcoat it on this program.
What does sugarcoating mean? Who is sugarcoating?
Well, we are all, I think we are all...
You know what he does? He just uses terms, whether they apply or not, but he likes the word.
No, it
applies. He
applies.
likes the phrase.
No, it applies. You want to sugarcoat...
He
wants to sugarcoat. Drugs are not...
Who is sugarcoating?
Drugs are not contributing.
No. He just ended his conversation. This is a multifactorial thing. It's not just one thing.
But before he ended his conversation,
you know,
he was kind of defensive.
No, when we started, no. When we started, we pinned it on drugs, right? So he opened up the conversation. And then I came up with mental health. And all these are factors that contribute to some of our societal issues, you know. So I don't think anyone was sugarcoating anyway.
We just want you to be more sophisticated in your analysis. That's all.
All right, thank you very much. So at this point, we'll take a short break. After the break, then the program is going to continue. We'll be back. This is QTV This Morning. We are back again. I am Ibrahim Abalde and I am with Mr. Momodu Mboj as the co-host of this program. Now let's move on over view of 2026 Hajj. And we have Babukar Sise, QTV Deputy News Editor and Hajj Rep. Most of the time he traveled, or all the time he traveled with Tiwawun Travel and Tours. You know, a trusted Hajj, agency in the Gambia. So Babukar, good morning. It's good to have you here. First of all, he took us to Brikama last Friday. He slaughtered 2 goats. We ate until we could eat no more. You know, so thank you very much. We wish the marriage to be a blessed nikah. Yes.
Explain the marriage before they think I am the one who got married.
No, not Babukar. Babukar is not fit to get married now.
Exactly.
You know, so the daughter got married, Habibatu. You know, we wish her all the best of luck. Yeah, but the food was really amazing. We enjoyed it. We ate. We really ate to our set. In fact, we left some of the meat there. We were tired of eating.
I searched for it, but I couldn't find it anyway.
Yeah, so Babukar, how are you?
Yes, I'm fine, brother.
Yeah, so please describe the whole, the overall Hajj 2026 experience, to us.
The Hajj was good. The Hajj was great. It's a fulfillment of a very important pillar of Islam. The 5th pillar, and again over about 2020 Gambian pilgrims attended this year's Hajj. 2,000 from the public and operators and 20 from the Hajj Commission annually, and that's the Gambia's quota anyway. So normally the Saudi authorities will, the way they determine the quota is every million population-wise is 1,000. So I think they still peg that, they still maintain that the Gambia's population is 2 million.
Okay. And
they gave us 2,000. So, but, you know, Hajj is under the responsibility of the government first, Ministry of Religious Affairs, and then the Hajj Commission, which is under the Ministry of Religious Affairs. So they facilitated all this through the Hajj operators in the Gambia. And, you know, the first flight left this country around the 4th. I think the 4th, yeah. Around the 4th.
Of May.
Yeah, around the 4th of May. And, of course, if you look at the news yesterday, you realize that the last flight, the last 2 flights remaining are coming on the 17th and on the 19th, and that's GIA. Okay. But overall, the Hajj was very good. The Gambians, they had a great Hajj. And of course, there are challenges, there are problems associated with Hajj, but we went in peace and we came back in peace. According to what I know, it's only one Gambian, could be more, but I know about one Gambian who didn't come back, one Hajj.
What happened?
Passed away, yeah. And I didn't realize that. I know it only when I was at the airport and I saw a lady behind, and somebody came to me and said, "Can you let this lady come in front?" I said, "What's happening?" He said, "Because the husband passed away and the lady is not feeling that okay." And then we let the lady, the woman go first. That's all I know, but I didn't know of any other person apart from the woman's husband who passed away.
May his soul rest in peace.
Inshallah.
Yes, so Mr. Mboj, Babukar here, Hajj. Next year you're going on Hajj, Mr. Mboj.
Yes, but of course, in the end, something tarnished the whole experience, didn't it? The delay. Were you there with the delay? What actually happened? Any idea on that?
When we were going, we left with the fourth flight with Tiwawun Travel and Tours on the 7th, but the first flight left on the 4th. So, you know, about 6 flights leave, you know. So, because it's 2,000, so I think the flight will carry like 300 at a time or something like that. Yes. So it was, when we are going, they told us that we'll be coming back, like the 4th flight, which I went with, will be coming back on the 7th, like, because on the 4th will come earlier. But then, there was a problem again. From the 7th, they said, no, it will be on the 10th. From the 10th, they said it will be on the 15th. You know, so people were, because normally before Hajj, people are excited. During Hajj, people are happy, you know, fulfilling their obligations. But the moment the Hajj is over,
people are tired.
Everybody wants to come home, you know. So people are tired, you know, they'll miss their families, they've done all their shopping, they are exhausted their money, so they want to come back home. So any delay causes, you know, some problems, and that's what happened this time. There was a delay, and according to the Hajj Commission, the delay is not caused by the ministry or the commission, but according to them is due to conflict in the Middle East. Fuel, what is it again? Aviation fuel, jet fuel, something like that. That's what they say, yes.
Okay. The reasons for the delay, that's one thing. But the experiences, were they communicating with people well? The experiences of the people, the pilgrims, their experiences because of the delay. How was it like? What did you see? What did you hear? I wonder.
People were grumbling. People were complaining because they want to come. But then there was information will come from the commission to the Hajj operators, and it will filter down to the pilgrims, because all these operators have a WhatsApp group. So normally people were informed. Although information will come in, trickling, it's slow, and people want to know exactly what's happening, you know. But then people were being informed gradually about what is happening.
That's it. Yeah. Because my fear here is this. Now, when you go to the Hajj, you have a schedule. You see, we will start on this date, and by that date we are done, so we go home. But when it's delayed, continuing to stay in a hotel, then that might incur more cost.
Yes.
See, that was the worry.
Yes.
So what such experiences, did you see any more cost, and then who provides it?
There could be cost, but it's the ministry or the commission that are dealing with that matter. Okay. But there could be, because obviously before Hajj, you go to a hotel and you book, you said we are staying from the 4th to the 10th,
exactly, yes.
for example.
Yes.
And then catering as well, 4th to the 10th, yes, probably.
Exactly.
And then all these things. And then when now you want to stay, it's like when you book any hotel around the world, and then you have to stay for extra days, then it will incur some cost.
Because so we were reading in the papers
yes,
that, for instance, some of them who went to the airport hoping to leave, then you were told that there was no flight, then they returned to the hotels, they were not allowed entry. I've read that. Or delayed meals, the papers had that, but you know, I have no experience of it. But that was why I was worried that maybe the experiences of the pilgrims, they were experiencing some of these things.
It's not a good experience for them, but whatever cost is involved is not put on the pilgrims or the operators. So because the pilgrims and the operators did not book the hotel. Right. It was the Hajj Commission and the ministry or the government level that booked the hotels. So if there is any extra payment, it has to be, you know, a discussion or conversation between them. So that happened.
In fact,
about these people are saying, they went to the airport, and of course there was no flight. There was no flight until the next day. But they took them to a hotel, and eventually I think they were accepted in the hotel. They didn't sleep outside.
Yeah, well, when I interviewed Mr. Numo Sane, the managing director of GIA, that was what he said, that people who faced that situation, that scenario, they were all booked into another hotel, and they paid for it.
And they don't have to pay for it,
So you also talked about, on video, the challenges that, you know, some of these people that travel for Hajj face in terms of accessing their rooms, you know, maybe using a card to access your room, the elevator, the numbering. So, I mean, I find that very interesting. Because I think there should have been a proper orientation.
Yes, there are always, all the Hajj operators, before people traveled, they would gather their pilgrims frequently. Some will do it every Sunday. I know T1 Travel will do it every Sunday for about 20 sessions, 20-something sessions. So for them, they don't have a lot of problems like that. But at the same time, I think the Hajj Commission even monitors that situation to make sure that every Hajj operator, will do sensitization for their pilgrims before they go, because it's important, But also when you go there, even after sensitization in the Gambia, sometimes it's still difficult, because if you have never used a swipe card to open your door, you are used to, locking it by, pulling probably something, and then your door will lock, or a padlock, and then you lock it up, and then you go to a place where you have to use a swipe card, put it in some slot, and then pull it, and the door will open. It's difficult, Like me, I'm from the provinces, and you go to a shower, and you have to turn the handle to the left for hot water, to the right for cold water. What do you do? If you turn it to the right a lot, the water will be so hot it will burn your body. So it's difficult because you need to balance the water. So it's difficult. So people are finding it difficult to open their doors. People are finding it difficult to use the showers. People are finding it difficult to use the lifts. Somebody will enter a lift and said, I'm in floor 11. Somebody will even say, I don't know my room. How do you know? It's like 20 floors, 20-something floors, 18 floor, So it was very difficult. And because all the rooms, the way they build it, any floor you get out of is the same as the next floor. So people find it difficult even to find their rooms. You'll find somebody going around and said, how many because all the rooms are numbered. So education also plays an important role, So it was.
So let's
talk
difficult. About this year's weather. I mean, how was the weather condition?
As usual, it was hot, 47. Close to 50. Yes, so the weather is very, very hot, but many people are advised, to pray indoors, especially when the sun is hot, but so for some people it's the first time and they think it may be the last, and they don't care what happens. It's about God, it's about, rewards. They will still venture into the hot weather and still go and pray. When they come back, the sun is hot, probably you have a headache. There's too many fresh cold, or common cold they call it, because too many people are packed at one place at the same time. So always probably people should be wearing, they advise people to wear a face mask because of the crowd, but not many people are adhering to that, although some do it. So, but the weather, Balde, is very, very hot. You dare not to take out your shoes and stand outside barefooted. It's not possible. It's not possible. So the weather is very hot. You sweat. It's hot. Yeah.
That was your 5th Hajj, wasn't it?
6th.
What pattern have you seen? Continuities, discontinuities? Do you have a narrative? What's been interesting this year that wasn't there last year? I wonder, is anything emerging because of your 6 years? You're noticing something changing, improving, deteriorating? I don't know. I wonder.
I think the challenges are the same every year, to be honest with you. When people go there, the challenge, people get lost. They don't know, the writings are in Arabic, English, and some other languages, probably Bangladeshi or Indian language or something. So people get lost very easily. So the challenges are the same. When you come to improvements, yes. When you come to Saudi authorities, every year they try to improve, to make more improvements so that, the Hajj experience of pilgrims will be better, So they've been doing that a lot. And that's it. But then it's a challenge, both. For me, I think there are more challenges than things. For the Gambia this time, they improve a lot. For the Gambia, I mean, the ministry or the Hajj Commission, they improve a lot because normally, especially in Mina, which is for me, Mina is the most difficult place. Everybody, dreads Mina. It's difficult. That's where you sleep on a small mattress, 1 meter by probably half a meter, probably by 2 meters. And then we have to be packed like sardines in one room. So this time, it was better because Gambia would normally be around zone 4 because it's zones. For example, if this table is the Kaaba, this place will be zone 1 because it's closer. Zone 2 will be a bit further, 3 and 4. But Gambia this time, it was very close because we are at zone 2 for the first time. Well, it might happen probably before I start going, but this is the first time we got zone 2. And the zones, the advantage of the zone is because the Jamarat where you go to, pelt stones at the devil, it's a bit of a distance to go. So when you are in zone 1, it's closer. Zone 2 is even closer. So it's more, so it's like that. So we have zone 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know if there is zone 5, but I know 1, 2, 3, 4. So this time the ministry or the commission tried until we got to zone 2. So you get out, you walk a little, a little bit, a few kilometers, and you are at the Jamarat. So you throw your stone. And
how many kilometers is between each zone?
I don't know exactly how many kilometers, but I know
it's far.
It's far because I can say last year the distance we walk would be like from here to probably Tabokoto.
Yeah. To get to the Kaaba?
No, not the Jamarat.
The Jamarat?
The Jamarat, yeah. That's where the problem lies, to throw your stone.
To pelt the devil?
Yeah. It's like from here to Tabokoto, so it's far. And the road is sometimes not straight.
And what happened? You don't use transportation?
No. During Hajj, the transport system is coordinated and is well regulated because there are a lot of people and they won't allow, except emergency vehicle, they won't allow other vehicles to get into the public. It's not safe. So for safety reasons, you have to walk and go and throw your stone, and you have to walk and come back.
So how was the transport system between cities?
Fantastic. Transport system is fantastic. The transports are good. AC, you can charge your phone inside, there are toilets inside. The transport system is fantastic. No problem at all.
So, now imagine I'm thinking of going to Hajj next year. What would you say for an individual would be the best way to prepare to go to Hajj?
First, attend sensitization programs here. Go online and look at some of the things that are happening there so that you can know. Exercise a lot, because there is too much walking from here to there, fatigue. So you need to exercise. You need to be fit, not 100%, but a little bit fit, yeah, a little bit fit, So you have to prepare for that. There are things you need to take along, the type of shoes, type of clothing you need to wear, If you are under some kind of medication, you need to see a doctor here so that you can have your prescriptions and everything, although every operator and even the government will take doctors, and there'll be a clinic. For example, there's a Gambian clinic, there's a Gambian ambulance, that is there. But you have to prepare those things. But mentally also you have to be well prepared. Because the first time I was going, I was training. And if people ask, why are you training? I said, because they said that you have to run between Safa and Marwa. So I thought it's like you have to run until, I realized that there is not even space for you to run because people are everywhere. So you just have to, just jump a little bit and pretend. Kind of, it's running, but you don't run fast. So, but I was worried about that. So if they don't tell you that, you don't understand. And then some people will say, Arafah Lolungo, the day of Arafah, standing before the Lord. Yeah. They call it Arafah. So people think that you will go to the mountain and you'll stand for hours until you get exhausted. But that's not the case. You don't even have to go to the mountain. Like this time, I don't even see the mountain. I didn't go there. What is important is wherever you are within the, the boundary of Arafah. Just pray to Allah, and that's what is important. You don't necessarily have to go to the mountain. So those are the things that you need to, mentally or psychologically, you need to know.
Some will climb the mountain.
Of course, some will climb the mountain to the top, to the peak. Yeah.
So, yeah. But it's a great experience for people like me and Mr. Mboj. If we go to Makkah, we want to climb up. At least we say this we've been on that mountain.
Do you guys want to go?
Yeah, we want to try next year.
Okay.
That's the plan.
I've asked the Q group. Mr. Mboj, you've agreed to join me. Next year we're going on Hajj, inshallah.
Well, what they say is when Prophet Ibrahim built the Kaaba, and God said, call the names, and people will come and answer. And then he called the name. So if Mr. Mboj's name was called,
you see,
you'll be there. You don't even need to have the money to go.
You don't even need to have the money. Somehow,
some have the money,
things
they didn't
will
go.
work themselves out.
That's what we believe in.
Babukar, thank you very much for your giving us an update. We hope and pray everything will go well, and by next year there'll be at least improvement again on certain things.
Inshallah.
So thank you for coming.
You're welcome, Balde.
So viewers, we'll take a short break. After the break, the program continues. We'll be back.
Senegal, yeah. Senegal, inshallah, dafa win mom, inshallah, yeah. But football la xam nga unité lu nekk mën na am. Yeah, ñun mom ñu ci ginaaw Senegal. Ay Gambien lañ nak, bo dañoo nekk di doole Senegal bu baaxa baax, te inshallah dañoo win. Nga ñaanal Yalla ñu win deng. Inshallah.
Waaye tey match Sénégal ak France ñëpp a ngi koy expect ak ni mu mel tension bi ci nekk rek Sénégal a ngi bugg a winaat delloowaat buum sa boy ba France a ngi bugg a génne loolu pour wane ne ñoom ñoo mun Sénégal ci ni waaye tey Sénégal laa jot di favorite ne Sénégal laay support Sénégal laa bugg a ñu win wane seen dam ak seen doole kon wiiw leen les Lions wiiw Sénégal ak Sénégambia ñëpp supporters yi bari nañ fi lool macha allah ku xool tey ground bi nii di nga gis lépp nit ñi ñëw nañ génn si nañ tournoi bi baana te Sénégal fans si tamit ñu ngi fi asalaamaaleykum wa rahmatullah wa barakaatu jërëjëf.
suma prediction pour game bi foog naa ne du yomba daal du yomba dafa métti so draw laa nekk di gis daal waaye Sénégal lay support man ku ma xam moo xamee ma Sénégal Gambia bu ñu play Sénégal so Sénégal laa doon support so Sénégal rek.
As you are talking about reaction of today's match, it was a very explosive encounter. Senegal, they really play very well, but the better side won the game, the France. So it's a very interesting game. I support Senegal because I'm an African, so I give 100% to Senegal, but it's not a game that I expect Senegal to play the way they played. But unfortunately, the better side won the game. So it's a very, very interesting game. I love the way they play, but I hope that in their next match they can play better and get a 3 point. They are a good side, but the better side won the game. The France.
maa ngi tudd Abdoulaye Cissé maa support Sénégal waaye game bi ni ma ko gisee daal coach bi daal xaw a def mistake waaye stade yu bëri la bàyyi si gannaaw waaye Sénégal moom dañoo défense rek su gaa génn attaque match bi ni kon Sénégal mën na koo win daal wala ba léegi Sénégal mën na qualifier parce que next game ñu naan Norway la te Norway tam mën na koo dóor tam incha allah Sénégal moom sa kaw sa kanam rek waaw indi na rek bu baax.
What an interesting game we've witnessed today between Senegal and France. Fans have been sharing their reaction, praising Senegal's fighting spirit and determination, and looking forward to the next game. Congratulations to the winning team, France, and hard luck to Senegal.
Yes, England is playing.
Croatia.
And it's very interesting. We cannot forget about Thomas Partey's case.
Yeah. Ghana also playing.
Ghana, yeah.
Oh, Ghana is playing.
He's also refused Canadian visa to attend Ghana's first game, and apparently it went through the courts.
It went through the courts, and they even put a special website to update people on the process of reviewing his case, because they appealed. The Ghanaian government said to the Football Federation, let's appeal this ruling, and so they appealed it. And then it turns out that there was some, you could call them inconsistencies, lies or whatever. Look, you're a public figure. You've been charged, it's all over the media. How on earth do you go and put in your application, I've never been charged with a serious crime? The whole world knows you've been friggin' charged with a serious crime, my guy. You know, why? And then he's now claiming that I didn't fill it in myself, somebody filled it in. That's not even going to wash. You know, so they said he lied in his application. And they wanted an excuse to deny him anyway, because the law says, and they were quoting their own law, and even their own law kind of was against them, the Canadians, because their law says if you've been convicted. He has not been convicted. You know, but they wanted a reason or an excuse to deny him, and then of course he kind of gave it to them by effectively lying in his application. But initially when they denied him, they didn't say it was because of that. That's only come through since the review. So they set up a special committee to review his case, and that committee then said, look, here's your application, here's what you said. You lied in your application, and then he's claiming, oh, a third party filled it in for me. Nobody's going to buy that, you know. But they play today. They play Panama. Should be an interesting one. Panama, you know, Central American country just down the bottom there from the USA. Played some very good football to actually get to this. But you know, several countries. And I'll tell you before I forget, I watched Jordan yesterday
against Austria.
against Austria, and Jordan played some fantastic football. I mean, you know, and they scored a fantastic goal. This, you know, for me, they've scored one of the goals of the tournament, along with Messi. You know, but they got beat 3-1 in the end. The last one was a penalty, one of those ones where it hit the player's hand, and these days they give it. You know, and Arnautovic, who used to play in the Premier League, stepped up and scored.
I wanted us to talk about the new water break now introduced by
they have.
They call it the hydration break.
Hydration break.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've exhausted this time already. The director said the program.
No hydration break. Okay.
Yeah, so thank you very much, Mr. Mboj. Thank you, Gajaga, and thank you, Mr. Ade, for coming on the program.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Yes. So viewers, this is all we have for today. We'll be back here tomorrow again for another edition of this program. Thank you very much.